You can only enter it now, but dwelling in it continuously may take a little while. That's where time is still needed. Time is not needed to enter that state. It's now. So that's the renunciation of thought. And an enormous depth opens up suddenly. You become very deep. And you realize how deep and mysterious every phenomenon is, every natural phenomenon. How you have been reducing it to something, to an abstraction, by labeling everything, interpreting everything. So this is the practice that I suggest to you in the days to come, to be here as the observing presence, to invite that state that is free of thought. And if thought arises, you simply recognize it as thought without making it into a problem. So, then we come, this is perhaps the main practice, and use it then also when you move, not just when you sit. It's first when you sit, then you move between here and your room. And there are steps. And be there with every step and watch as you walk, without making it into some formalized thing. In Buddhism there's a walking meditation practice, but it's very heavily formalized. So you walk, the foot goes down, left foot touches, and then goes. Right foot lifts up. You cannot practice Tai Chi and be looking forward to the end of your movement. That wouldn't this bad practitioner. So that is again a helpful practice, but if it's confined to your practice and the rest of your life you go back to the mind-identified state, it's not helpful. It can be a helpful additional practice. Moving. In Tai Chi, your hand moves from here to there, let's say. I've never learned it. I don't know Tai Chi at all. I only know presence. So the hand moves, and usually in every movement you want to be at the end of the movement. That's the mind projection of wanting the end result, of making this moment a means to an end. Even when you reach out for a glass, you want to be there already. And then when you grasp the glass of water, you already want it to be here. And before it's here, you want the water already to be in your stomach. It's always looking to you're being pulled by the mental projection of future. That's how most people live. The future pull, which is a mental projection, determines their actions, and they're being pulled. They're pursuing always the mental projection in every movement. And so to bring presence into a movement means at no stage is this movement a means to an end. You don't need to arrive, you are here already. You are here, here, here. And so you can practice little things, like picking up a glass of water and drink it in the state of pure awareness, in which this moment is not a means to the next moment. So if it's a means to the next moment, it would go like, now what's the next thing? And you can see that is the grasping quality of, and the next thing might be a magazine or the TV, because the mind seeks reincarnation into the next stream that it can identify with. Pick up the phone and talk to someone. Unnecessary, but gives something to do. And then there's the possibility of simply picking. At first you might slow down a little when you do it like that, where you use the space, the physical movement from here to there, as a space of awareness. That movement while the glass travels to your lips, you're simply present with the movement. Sense everything, how you touch the glass, the temperature. And even as you drink, you're so present that there's no thought around this activity. And then it travels back, and it is still another space of simple, pure, aware presence. Very beautiful. And a different quality flows into that doing than when you're being pulled by a future projection. And or a simple thing like walking across your room from one end to the other. It's a state of simple presence, not needing to get there. Nothing is going to change when you get to the end of the room. It's still the now, not needing or walking up the stairs. Beautiful, present at every step. Is your life going to be more fulfilled when you reach the top of the stairs? No, it's just another place. It's a now again. Any movement, so you bring in little, you can only do it. Now this looks, you might mistake it as if you were trying to bring something about in you, but the only reason why we are pointing to this, the only reason why you are able to do it is because presence is arising, and then it manifests as somebody who is picking up a glass in the state of thoughtless awareness. It's only happening because presence is arising in you, but from the limited perspective of you as being this entity, it looks as if this entity were doing some spiritual practice. So this is vital. These little bring awareness in there, and it wants to come in.
We sit on the floor when we're eating, and the plates are on the floor, and we lift the spoon up.
Right. Okay.
And I was thinking that might be a good opportunity.
Yes, that's quite a long way. That's a good, and it's an unusual, for most people, an unusual way to eat. So you might have had some mental complaints about that in your head. So you do that. That's any situation. Allow presence to be there. So you do simple things at first. And of course here is arising as you sit here. And then, during those times when you interact through words here with other people, there comes the first challenge, the first real challenge. You get small challenges even when you sit in nature, your own mind. But the first bigger challenge comes through human beings. because in most cases, human being means human mind, the conditioned mind. And the moment you speak words, the mind is there very strongly. Concepts, words, and you get drawn into a mind stream, reactive mind stream, your conversation, and you lose the underlying awareness, totally dragged along by the mind stream. Don't know that you're being dragged along, you're just being dragged along, completely in it. So here again, as you interact with other people, the most helpful thing, so that you don't get dragged along by the mind stream and into reactivity, listen, giving complete attention as you listen to the other person. So you make listening your practice, but listening combined with sensing the inner body as you listen, and giving complete attention in that state of listening. Not many people can do that because they're all immersed in mind. They're not really listening to you. They're listening to their own minds and they want to get in what they have to say. Or they are interpreting what they are listening to, labeling. So the ability to listen, to truly listen, is the ability to be still as you listen. That's the only way you can listen. To listen in the state of stillness, which is the state of thoughtless awareness. That is listening. Nothing else is true listening. And that ability comes almost by accident to certain people who work with others as counselors or psychotherapists. After years of being with people, some of them develop the ability to be in the state as they listen. It is only then that they become truly effective in their profession, because it's only then that a greater intelligence is taking over, not the limited accumulated knowledge that they're trying to apply to you by labeling your condition and calling you this or that and putting you into some kind of pigeonhole and category. And sometimes after years of listening and applying accumulated knowledge, after a while they get tired of applying the accumulated knowledge and they begin to just be there. And the state of attention arises. And the spaciousness that is there, that is the state of thoughtless awareness, arises. And then the other person comes into that field. And then true transformation and healing becomes possible, because it's now that that intelligence that is unconditioned can begin to operate. It might not even come through you, because there is the field. Through this form, the field is there of pure spacious presence. That means it could come through the other person. When the field is there, it could even come through some external factor that at first doesn't seem to be connected at all to this. So, listen whenever you interact with somebody. Be in the state of pure listening, pure attention. And to dwell in that, sense the inner body as you listen. So you're almost listening with your whole body. You're giving total attention. It doesn't matter that much anymore what is coming out of the other person's mouth. You are not only reacting to that which is coming out of the other person's mouth, because in that state of thoughtless awareness, you are connecting with that dimension in the other person. You are able to penetrate through the screen of mind that may still be coming at you and touching that unconditioned consciousness that is there underneath the mind stream in the other person. And not only that, often it is the case that through that unconditioned is being awakened and begins to come forward. And of course that's the essence of spiritual teachings. And to a large extent this is also what is happening here. When you are in that state of pure listening, miraculous transformations happen in people around you. So your attention isn't absorbed anymore by the words that are coming out of the other person's mouth. That still, yes, the words are there. You listen to the words also, but there's more. There's the entire field, the spaciousness. So you're looking through the conditioned person. And at first, again, this is a new way of being, and at first you may feel a little awkward, because you haven't prepared the next thing to say. And the fear comes in that I've got nothing, what am I going to do? And then the other person may stop talking. Well, it occasionally happens that people stop talking. Or ask you a question. And then you experience, at first perhaps, suddenly an answer comes. Unprepared, unrehearsed. And often it will be just what that person needs to hear, and you may be surprised what comes. Oh, that's good. I said that? I must write that down. So that's the practice, because here you are interacting. There are these dimensions of interaction, especially here, anywhere, but there is the world of nature around, which includes plants, animals, river, sky. And then you interact with humans, the world of humans. So, how to be with those two dimensions? The human one, of course, is more challenging than the world of nature. Humans are difficult. They are here to challenge you. You may find when you wake up in the morning, you open your eyes. For many people, that is a natural, no thought moment. When awareness is there, but thought hasn't come in yet. And there are other times when naturally that state arises in you, as it does in many people who don't even know it. It arises naturally whenever you see beauty. There's a moment of no thought, and there's a deep inner response to the beauty. It arises naturally when there's a moment of danger, and immediate action is needed, and there's no time to think, to work out mentally what you're going to do, and so there can be a sudden shift into awareness, from thought to awareness, and right action happens immediately. And this is the reason why some people seek out danger. They don't know why. In biological terms, they use this expression, they get an adrenaline high that is a byproduct, perhaps, of that life. But what really happens, they are in the state of thoughtless awareness, and they've never felt more alive before. And so the only place where they can find that is through seeking out danger, where any mind movement would not be able to cope with that situation. So mind cannot work, it needs to subside, and presence takes over while you're climbing up the wall of the mountain. And every movement, you're totally present in every movement. One movement of no presence and you're gone. That's the hard way of learning presence.